Hello! Welcome to the Cup Night channel. My name is Shane, and today I'm going to be doing reading for you, connecting with the energy of Saturn. Saturn is in Pisces, and if you zoom in a little bit on the sky here, you can see so is Neptune. They're kind of right next to each other, actually. Neptune is much further out, so appears a lot smaller here. This little tiny blue dot. And I'm only pointing this out because I'm actually feeling the energy of Neptune pretty strongly coming through. There's this like mystical, dreamy energy that's kind of surrounding the beginning of this reading when I opened it up. So, yeah, that's fun. And Saturn is like the opposite of that, right? It's like hard, cold reality. Like, uh, Neptune is very watery and fluid, whereas Saturn is earth and solid, stable, and hard lessons, that kind of thing. But on the pre-shuffle, we had the High Priestess coming through, so we are definitely dealing with some mystical energy, things unseen. And yeah, speaking of the unseen on the archetypes, we have the unseen. So there is something brewing. Yeah, that is you may not be aware of, or that maybe you had like it's almost like you're making some tea. You put the water on the stove in the kettle, put it on the stove, turned it on, and then you walked away and you forgot that you did it. And then all of a sudden you hear this whistling, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm making tea, and it's ready." So it's this energy of like something that has been like brewing in the background is like coming back around. It's being noticed again, right? Because it's kind of funny. Like I was looking at this, kind of zoomed out further. Of course, now it doesn't want to go away. There we go, like this. And I was like, oh, Saturn's all alone in Pisces. There's like no other planets on the screen here, right? But then I zoomed in a little bit and I was like, oh, wait, Neptune was there all alone. It was just in the background, like way in the back. Like you really had to zoom in to see it. And I mean, Neptune it's not a small planet, it's big energy, right? In fact, let's see here. The radius of Neptune is 24,342 kilometers. Let's read a little bit about it here. Neptune is the eighth and farthest known planet orbiting the Sun. It is the fourth largest planet in the solar system by diameter, the third most massive planet, and the densest giant planet. It is 17 times the mass of Earth. Yeah, so I'm going to stop there. The number 17 coming through. So we got in the major arcana in the tarot, that is the star energy, right? Which makes me think heat, even though it's associated with Aquarius, which is an air sign. But in this case, I'm picking up on that like fiery energy that all stars have. Um, and in this case, it's like that star energy is heating up this densest planet in our solar system that is the farthest out. Although I do think Pluto is further, but they don't consider Pluto a planet anymore. I still think Pluto is very important. But anyway, I guess as far as like scientific classifications go, Neptune is the farthest out planet. Also the eighth. So the number eight coming through, which is, the eighth house is like secrets and mysteries and shared resources, inheritances, things like that. Sorry, my hair is all like crazy today. But yeah. So that's what we're dealing with here. Something that has been brewing in the background. Let's take a look at the chart, and we'll look at Saturn and Neptune since they're right next to each other. As you can see here, there's the glyphs, there's their tickers, both in Pisces, just as we saw in the actual sky. If you were to use your eyes, or, well, in this case, a telescope, most definitely, uh, you can't see Neptune with the naked eye. I think you can see Saturn, because it is massive, absolutely massive. But yeah, this is where they actually are in the sky. And I forgot to say, today is November 15th, 2025, and it is about 9:48 where I am right now as I'm doing this reading. So, um, Yeah. I'm getting Page of Cups energy too with this. I'm just noticing this fish above them. It's like, in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith depiction of the Page of Cups, he's holding a cup and there's a fish popping out of it. It's like something surprising, right? Like the whistling of the kettle. It's like something you had forgot was there, and then all of a sudden it just pops out, and you're like, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so this is interesting because I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Although, yeah, this chart doesn't really get bigger, but you can see here the ticker for Saturn is in the third house, but the ticker for Neptune is in the fourth house. So we're dealing with two different houses in this reading. If you combine them, 3 plus 4 is 7. So we're also getting seventh house energy here, which is about other people. So this could be something to do with another person or a group of people, but it also has something to do with learning and communication, as well as foundations, maybe your home or family, and perhaps even your body itself. I consider the body to be our individual homes because it houses our us, who we are, our spirits, our expressions. So, yeah, let's get started with this. I actually generated some random things. I'm going to refresh these. I'm not going to dig into this too much, but these are the first ones that came up: an ice cube tray, some perfume, and a hanger. So, I'm getting like the perfume along with Pisces energy is like something's fishy. Once again, it's that like a fish smell is kind of a surprising smell when you encounter it, right? Because it's not necessarily like pleasant. It's like very pungent and noticeable. But it's almost like it's like the scent is like reminding you that something is there, right? Like, oh yeah, I have fish in the fridge or something like that. Ice cube tray is interesting. It's giving me this energy of like something that was put on pause, also along with the hanger. So these two are giving me that Piscean hanged man energy. But there's this like subtle thing, right? Scents are unseen. You smell them, you don't see them. So it's this idea of um, using your other senses, your more subtle senses, to be reminded of something that was like there all along, brewing in the background. All right, so let's get some new ones. All right, we got book, bottle cap, and cup. So this book is interesting because it's a really old book. So this is giving me like ancient wisdom energy and connecting to the energy of Saturn. Saturn is that archetype. It is like the wise old man or wise old woman energy, the crone energy. I had that archetype come through in a reading yesterday, so you might want to check with that reading out. I believe it was my Tarot the News video about the 40,000-year-old mammoth RNA sequencing. But yeah, so there's definitely, this is current, right? This energy is current. It's something about like ancient wisdom opening up, right? This book is open. And it may be cryptic, right? Because we have to, we may not know the language that it was written in, or it might not be familiar to us. It could be something that takes a while to extract the information from. You really have to sit with it, or you really have to use your intuition in order to engage with it in some way. Bottle cap and cup. Well, this bottle cap is spent, right? Like it's open. You can see it's like it was, right, popped off. So it's like something was open. Once again, this idea of something being opened up. The bottle was opened, and the cup. It's almost like this ancient bottle of like this mysterious energy was opened up, and now your cup is being filled with it. Maybe it could even just be a sensation of like a shift in the air, a shift in the energy of the environment that you're in, that kind of thing. Like, and it feels very important in some way. There's a weight to it, and there's an ancientness to it, right? Yeah, so let's get some tarot cards and dig a little bit deeper here. I like this mysterious Neptunian energy that's coming through along with Saturn because it's like it really is this combination of like an ancient mystery, right? Neptune being the mystery, Saturn being the ancient part of it. Something primordial, that's what it feels like. All right, let's see here. Pull 3 cards. Oh, that one wants to come out. That's perfect. And on the bottom, ooh, I saw this on the pre-shuffle, the Two of Swords. Yeah, so there's a crossing of two very distinct energies, and in that case, we already know what it is. Saturn and Neptune, the old and the mystery, or the dream, right? And then we've got the Five of Wands, so there may be some conflicting energy or like a test. Saturn is notoriously known as the testing planet, the taskmaster, right? So yeah, there's this idea of like being tested. We also have the Four of Swords. This is an energy of rest. You can see it says sanctuary there at the bottom. This is like suspending your thoughts. So what I'm getting here is that whatever this is, in order to engage with it, it's not mental. It's not something that you need to spend a lot of mental energy on. It is much more nebulous than that, right? It's much more Neptunian than that. You can't just think really hard about this and figure it out. It's like it demands to be engaged with on a spiritual, emotional level as well. You know, maybe even completely putting the swords down. That's what the Four Swords are about. Um, it's like putting all of these thoughts to rest and then just experiencing whatever this is, just letting it wash over you and just living in the experience without trying to categorize it or do any of the logical processes that we are so uh, encouraged to do in our modern society these days. I'm gonna take my glasses off. The blue light reflection is just killing me in the video. Okay, so let's see. Color blue, especially with Neptune, it kind of has this blue hue to it when you look at it, right? Um, Actually, you know what? Let's pull up an image of Neptune really quick. Wow, I spelled it wrong, but that's okay. The misspelling is kind of NPE tune. Tune is standing out to me. So there could be some kind of like rhythmic quality or melody associated with this experience. But yeah, you can see it's kind of like this pale blue color in most of the depictions of it. Sometimes it's darkened like this. This one's from NASA, so let's look at this one a little bit closer. Let's see. Open a new window. Oh no, I don't want to open a new window. New tab, please. Oh. Hmm. Oh, interesting. It's the fourth largest and first planet discovered with math. Yeah, once again, math is an abstract language, right? It's this thing outside of us. Math describes properties of things that are beyond us. Like it's mystical, right? Like math is mystical. It is like this universal language that we have somehow come to discover in order to help us describe and literally find new things, new mysterious things. Like that's crazy. I didn't know that about Neptune. That just makes it even more mysterious, right? It's like this abstract language was used in order to discover this thing that we didn't know was there, and then we were right. Like the math was right. We were able to actually physically see it eventually and know that it was there. That's crazy. Um, yeah. So math, while I said it's kind of not a mental thing, math is very much like a mental thing, but also there is an element of intuition there. Like, why would anyone I obviously I don't know the story of how it was discovered with math, but I would assume that somebody was doing some calculations and the numbers weren't adding up. There was some anomalous thing going on, and they had this intuition that there must be something here. So it's like that's the part of the process that is being highlighted in this reading, right? Is the there must be something here. This idea of like something in the background, something forgotten, something ancient, something something that is being rediscovered. That kettle that you put on the stove that is now whistling very loudly and you can't ignore it anymore, right? And then finally we have the Eight of Wands. So this, yeah, this card, it's been in the past, at least past like 4 or 5 readings that I've done. It's come out every single time. So these energies are like current and in progress. They are in motion because the Eight of Wands is very dynamic, moving energy. It is like actively flying through the sky, like it is on its way, kind of a thing. Yeah, so very interesting. All right, I'll leave that open. Let's get some nouns to see how we can go a little bit deeper here. I saw committee in bold, but I'm going to reduce this to 3 so it's not so overwhelming with 12 words. Corn tax camera. That's funny. I had corn for dinner last night. Some steamed corn on the cob. Tax and oh, this is interesting. Camera is coming up. I had in my dream last night. I dreamt about I was in a thrift store and there was a really tiny digital camera and it needed a single uh, quadruple A battery, 4 A's. It was very specific. And I was looking, I was like, oh, this is so cool, and then I put it down and then I walked around and I found another really tiny camera, but this time it was a really tiny Polaroid camera and it also required a single quadruple A battery. So I always interpret my dreams in the morning. I write them, I type them out in my journal, and then I interpret them. And I took that to mean that the quadruple A, standing for the number 4, stability for one, and then the A is like the beginning. It's the alpha, right? It's the beginning of something new. So it's like a stable new beginning is what I was getting from that. So it's interesting that this camera is coming up here. I mean, 2 things from just my very recent pastor popping up here. Tax, in this case, it feels like this energy of like not necessarily like financial taxes, but something that is like it's an energetic tax, right? Like there may be something kind of draining, especially with this idea of batteries now coming up. The camera pointing me back to my dream and those quadruple A batteries. So yeah, there's like whatever this background process is for you, it may have been draining you in some way that you didn't realize. There was like a hidden tax, right? There's this hidden cost to this process that was going on. So, yeah, this is really interesting. And it may have been quite a hefty tax because 8 of Wands, that's a lot of energy. That's a lot of like in progress energy. Like it's a hefty tax on you. So if you have been feeling very worn down and you're not sure why, um, there's whatever this is related to, and that's where we need to go. We need to figure out like what is this background process? What is this thing, right? Um, it seems to me, just based on these other 2 words, especially camera, that it has something to do with the way that you view the world, the perspective that you're taking on the it's like you're getting this new perspective and it's very subtle because right in my dreams those cameras were so tiny, so this energy of like subtleness, once again this idea of like something beyond the normal senses in order to interact with this. It's very subtle, but it's also very powerful and very taxing. um, Corn is giving me fall energy, which we are still currently in, at least in the in North America. Excuse me. Whew. North America. Hold on. Let me take a sip. I have my green tea here. I usually have this with me in the readings, but this is the first time I think I've taken a sip of it on camera. But this cup says Cinco on it, so the number 5. Some kind of breakthrough energy here as well. But yeah, so fall. I think the corn is, it's also like a harvest, right? So yeah, this idea of like it's ready, like the corn is ready to be harvested. The kettle is whistling. The fish is, you smell the fish, like you remember it's there. Yeah, something's coming back up, and it feels very powerful. So this could just be like it feels like an upgrade to the way that you are able to interact with life, like some kind of massive realization on all levels. Like corn is a physical thing, right? And it's also like a golden yellow color, so there's this idea of like abundance. Also, corn harvests are, I believe, typically large, and so yeah, this idea of abundance and it changing the way that you interact with life. Let's get a little bit more. What is this background process that is coming back up? What is it related to? Please and thank you. Oh, okay. That one wants to fall. The full. Yeah, so like I said, fresh start. Like that, those batteries, stable, new beginning. So whatever this is, it's releasing you and it's also propelling you north because the foal came out like sideways, but the foal is he's heading up. He's heading north of where I'm looking. Like, and he's got a wolf behind him. I'll show you like this, but this is the way. Let's see, like that. That's how it landed. So like yeah, and like you can see they're kind of walking on these clouds. Like he's about to step into this like really dreamy space, right? There is no solid ground. It's like he takes that step and then the dreams like solidify around him. I'm gonna leave that sideways there. I'm getting that like on some level this interaction with this nebulous dreamy energy is what manifests it. Like your input makes it ready, right? You might have been doing things like routines, rituals, whatever for quite a while now that you're just like, well, I'm not really seeing any like tangible results from this, but it does make me feel good and it like makes me healthier, clears my head, so I'm just going to keep doing it, like meditating every day, for example, or most days, or like stretching, exercising, like those kinds of routines, right? And it's like you haven't really been able to see like a physical payoff from it, but it's almost like your continued interaction and faith in this thing is now paying off. It's about to pay off. Like, you know, if you're not already hearing the kettle whistle or harvesting the corn or smelling the fish, kind of a weird example there, but that's what's coming up for me. Then you're about to. Let's see what else comes out. All right, cut it and draw 2 more here. 3 of Wands, yep, there's an expansion. And Ace of Pentacles, a new venture, yeah, so there's definitely this like very new energy coming through. On the bottom, we have the Ten of Cups. Speaking of Neptunian type things, the Ten of Cups to me is like it's the ideal vision, right? You might have been holding some kind of vision for a while now, and that's what the Ten of Cups represents. It's like the happy place, the ideal realm where you desire to be, right? And you know, reality often doesn't match our expectations 100%, but usually um, it's close or even better than what we could have imagined, right? So, and there's so much positive energy here regarding whatever this culmination is of this taxing background process that has been going on for a while now. Especially, look, Ace of Pentacles, Three of Wands, and then the Fool facing north. He's going up, right? Like he's up and out of here, right? Yeah. Whatever this is, it could be something that allows you more freedom of movement or travel in some way. You can see it says voyage here on the bottom. But regardless, if it's not that, then it is definitely an expansion of your energetic capabilities. With the Three of Wands is like wands are energy, fire, and three is like creative, right? So it's like creating more energy in your environment. And it's also, like I said, this is something physical. We have that gold color coming through again. This is making me think the corn harvest. It's um it's a new venture, right? So like you've grown the corn now, and now it's time to take it to market. Like now you have something to show off to the world and to be paid for or whatever. And to be very happy about. Yeah, under the Ten of Cups, we have the Devil. And in this case, it's not the devil in a negative aspect. To me, this is like a solidification. And this is Saturn, right? This is the Saturn card. So we have Saturn showing up for us as well. Um, but this is like the solidification of this thing. It's like taking form, right? And then also underneath that, we have the world. So yeah, fulfillment. Whatever this background process has been, it is fulfilled now. It's ready. I mean, the 10 world devil. To me, this is like super solid energy. Okay, I don't want to go any further down the stack there. Yeah, I think that is. Let me go some archetypes, see what else we're dealing with here, other than the unseen, right? But this is a fantastic reading. It's very super mysterious still, but that's what makes it exciting because there's this unknown element, and it seems like we're about to find out what it has been. What's been going on. What's the result of this mysterious background process that has been so taxing? And in what way will it change how we see life? With the Fool heading up and to the north, I'm getting North Node energy. That's been coming through a lot in a lot of my readings too. So North Node activations. If you don't know where your North Node is, definitely check out a chart. I recommend looking at the True Sky chart. You can go to masteringthezodiac.com and put your birth information in there, and it'll give you a chart like this, similar to this. But you see this U, that's the South Node, the one that is like this, like an N. Uh, looks like a horseshoe kind of, is North Node. So the North Node is currently, for anyone who was born right now, they would have a North Node in Aquarius in the third house, right? Yeah. Put this back on Saturn and Neptune here. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, so the underworld just fell out. So background process, something hidden, something dark and mysterious, the mystic this archetype comes out in like almost every single reading where I pull archetypes. So mystical energy, Neptunian, right? The underworld gives me Pluto energy, which for me, my North Node is in Scorpio, and Pluto uh, is associated with Scorpio in our modern culture. It's a deep, powerful, transformative energy. Definitely underworld energy. All right, I'm just going to pull one more. The mask. That one's also come out a few times. And then on the bottom we have the flame. So yeah, this is like visibility, right? It's like shining a light in the darkness, something being lit up. So I'll show you here the underworld. Here we have the number, let's see, 68. 6 and 8, that makes 14, which reduces to a 5, so we have 5 coming through again. So 68, 14, 5 could be significant numbers for you. Number 21 or 3 with the mystic, that creative energy coming through again, expansive creative energy. And to me, the mystic is all about expanding our perception of meaning in life, seeing the connections, how things are symbolically connected together. It's not about using the logical mind, it's a very intuitive kind of thing. And then finally, we have the mask, which to me is a little bit like the devil energy, because it is physical reality is kind of everything is a mask, right? It's like it's a physical representation of an abstract spiritual concept. So like a bed, the thought of a bed exists outside of just one single physical bed. It's like it is this idea that can be repeated, it can be rebuilt and modified and like shows up in all different kinds of forms. Like there's more than one type of bed, right? It's this nebulous thing. It lives in the dream realm, in the realm of the mysteries. So to me, the mask is just confirming that something is being solidified. There is this like dark nebulous energy that is donning a mask in order to be perceived. It's taking physical form, much like the devil, right? It's something that is being it's taking on a form in reality, and it is not what it seems, right? The devil is it's a card of illusions as well. In the Christian lens, you often hear the devil is a liar. Well, what is a lie? According to um, like Hindu philosophy, reality is an illusion. So if the devil is associated with this physical world, borrowing from like Christian philosophy again, they say, the devil is the ruler of the prince of the physical world, right? Well, that means he's associated with illusions. And if the physical world is an illusion, then physical things are kind of like the devil. Hopefully you can see it's a maybe kind of hard to follow, but I hope you get what I'm trying to say there. Is whenever I see the devil card, I don't always think like, oh, it's just negative, toxic energy. No. To me, it's like, it's more mysterious than that. It's like a reminder of the physical things we can experience with our senses is like, they're kind of just a mask, right? They're just a mask for something more spiritual, more nebulous, more mysterious that has just solidified into these objects in order so that we may interact with them on this level of reality. Whew, okay, yeah. So that's just a little peek into my philosophy on how the world works. But I do see physicality as a mask, and it represents these mystical concepts that are beyond this reality, that are in this unseen world, this dark underworld, where things are a bit scary because one, they're hard to understand, they're hard to grasp, and they're very nebulous and like intermingled, and the boundaries are blurred. That's what Neptune is all about. It's all about blurring the boundaries. Saturn is about making the boundaries, right? So if the devil is the prince of this world, you know, that is the energy. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not like an evil thing, right? Even though a lot of Christian thought is like, on a surface level, that's how it seems. It's like, oh, the devil is absolute evil, but in reality, the devil is just one aspect of God, right? It's like this physical demonic aspect of God, because to go a little bit deeper into my personal philosophy on spirituality, I think demons are kind of like the algorithms of the physical world. They are the natural laws of the physical world. So, yeah, I don't want to go too far into that. That's not what this video is for. But hopefully, you're picking up on what I'm trying to say here. That whatever this is, it has been happening in the realms that we cannot perceive with our purely physical senses, right? It's a very mystical thing that has been going on. And it's about to don a mask of some kind. So you're going to be able to like put your hands on this thing now that you haven't been able to put a face to, like literally put a face to, right? It's about to take physical shape in some way. So that's, yeah, very exciting. Very exciting stuff. Okay. That's all I have for you today. Thank you for being here with me. Hopefully, you found something useful, interesting, or entertaining in this message, or all three. Yeah, if you have any thoughts, please share them in the comment below. Please do not share any specific personal details. Remember, we're on the internet. Anybody can see what you're putting out there, so always protect yourself. Be careful about the information you share. Okay. Boundaries, right? Got to keep those boundaries up. So, discernment. Use discernment. That's another message coming through here. But yeah, thank you so much. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. It helps the channel out a lot. And yeah, as always, take care of yourselves. Keep your heart open. Bye.